him giving us any money or whatnot, like most people do. He just felt he should be up there because of his relationship to my father-in-law.
And I've experienced something similar recently in my role at the university, where there was a major event, a major institutional ceremony, one of the most important ceremonies that the institution orchestrates, and there were some folks who just assumed that I would make room for them on the stage. And I had to say, look, we only have so many chairs, and the people who are going to be on the stage are these folks. And I'm sorry to say, but you're not among them. Not because I'm saying anything bad about you, but we're honoring these folks today, not you. And you know, there was real offense taken by some, and others who just understood and respected the request. Let's, if we may, we have a little more time. Let's read again these folks 12 to 14, and I'd love to hear what you have to say about this. There was real offense taken by some, and others who just understood. Jesus also said to the one who had invited him, there was real offense taken by. When you give a luncheon or a dinner, do not invite your friends or your relatives or rich neighbors, in case they may invite you in return, and you would be repaid. But when you give a banquet, invite the poor, the crippled, the lame, and the blind, and you will be blessed, because they cannot repay you. For you will be repaid at the resurrection of the righteous. Banquet, invite the poor, the crippled, the lame, and the blind. I said a little bit about this already, so I'm going to be blessed. Hold off saying anything more until I let other folks get a word in. Anything that anybody would like to share about how this moves them?
Well, many times when we do things for people, it's like a payback. I'll do for you, but I'm expecting something from you. And that's not the way it should be. If we're given from our heart, but don't expect anything back. Sometimes people don't even say thank you, but it's okay. If it came from your heart, you're not going to get offended, you're not going to get mad, you're not going to act stupid and crazy, blow off, you know, it won't make sense. Know who you are, know your place. And the lesson to me is talking about humility. Being humble no matter what. People walk on you, stomp on you, just get up and dust yourself off. Fighting is going to get you in jail, you know, in the pokey, so just stay humble. Your turn is coming. Your time is coming. It's going to get you in jail.
I think Jesus is giving a message here.
Just stay humble. Your turn is coming.
Is that
Your
the least, the lost, and the last
time is
has been applied here in the sense that
going to get you in jail.
if you spend $1 at a store, you get what you pay for. You get $1 worth in return. But he's saying if you look for the people that need, have a need, not the people that already have, but the people that have a need, that he'll give you more. He's saying like he's the times. He's the time that he'll give you much more that these people can't afford to pay you back in any form. But Jesus got back. He's going to give you more than you expect. And there's a reward in that by showing that kind of compassion or that kind of giving. And I have experienced that in my life, that, you know, sometimes we just give because we know out of the heart God's love is present. And so I'll give you an example that I've given things away without anybody trying to give me money. I said, no, I won't accept money because it's a gift from me to you. And so God has seen my heart. And the time of need, He met my needs. And what I'm trying to say is, it's a material part of, sometimes we need material things. And so I was down a washer and dryer at one point in my life. And, you know, and I'm like praying, says, God, you know, give me the income, or give me somebody that I can afford to buy a washer and dryer. So that prayer he heard that, and believe it or not, top of the line, washer and dryer ended up in my back door. No payment, no contract, it would disappear. Thank you, Lord.
Wow.
Definitely. Amen.
So for me, this is from personal experience now. I'm a type of, I love helping people, I love giving, I love assisting. It doesn't have to be cash or whatnot. It could be anything. Offer assistance or even provide information where someone needs information and whatnot. But not with the expectation that I was going to get back, but there comes a time where the tables are turned, where you're the one that's in need of something. So the part where I felt I really sinned because I got upset was this person, because I've assisted him a lot in the past, I assumed he was going to help and he blankly told me no. And I was really upset about it. And without thinking about the bush about rides, now that I don't have a vehicle. So back 2.5 years ago, when we lived in Calexico, I would give him a ride to work. Imagine the distance from Calexico to the mall. I did that like 3 times a week. And sometimes I'll say, you know what, I'm too tired, take my keys, and he'll go with the vehicle and come back. I'll say, just make sure you bring it back with gas. But he did that most times without gas. But anyway, that's besides the point. Now that I need assistance, imagine him telling me from Imperial, within Imperial there to IBC, 6 minutes drive was too far for him to give me a ride. For someone that I used to give a ride from Calexico to the mall 3 times a week. So I got really upset. Back then I wasn't expecting him to pay back, but now I get, my sin here is I assumed that since in the past I always offered assistance, I assumed that he was going to give me a ride to class or to get groceries, and it was always no, oh, you didn't tell me your time. Even when I gave 2 days notice, it was also a no, so I no longer ask. Until my friend Lashima, who you guys know, Lashima, she was the one who gave me a ride today. She told me one time she came to pick me up to go run some errands. She was like, he didn't have to give you a ride. Yes, you did whatever you did back then out of the goodness of your heart, but he owes you nothing. So I'm like, huh. So that really put myself on check. Now, this relating to this, back then, yes, he was, I wouldn't say he was my brother or whatnot, but he would be one of the, like, the poor people or whatnot because he needed the assistance. So I would say I was assisting the poor or whatnot. But moving forward, if the roles are reversed, I shouldn't expect whoever I assisted or whoever I invited to my feast, I shouldn't expect him or her to invite me further down the road. So that's a different way of looking at it. So yes, he wasn't, based on this context, he wasn't my brother or my friend. He was like the needy.